Hello everybody out there, time for me. I decided that it's time for me to do a little more talking about, of course, the only thing I've been playing lately, Skyrim. Answer a question and a comment from my impressions video, and then talk about some of the things I discovered or happened to me while playing the game. And if you're wondering, am I going to do more videos like this? If I discover more cool things in the game and I get more, and there are more questions that people would like me to answer, or cool things they found in the game, then yes, I'll do more videos about Skyrim. I'm totally in love with the game. I only got off Skyrim to play Black Ops with some friends because they wanted to play. Otherwise, Skyrim has been basically any game time I've had, period. So let's get to my first comment, which was a question from Mark Vergier, and it was, haven't finished Oblivion yet, should I play games out of order? And I'm just paraphrasing, I shortened down his comment, but that's the basically of his comment. I will say the beauty of the Elder Scrolls game is you don't have to play any other game to play the latest one. In a sense, it's like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, where they're numbered, but you don't have to play the last one, except in the Elder Scrolls games, the last game adds into the history of the game, where it adds into the richness of the world. Where when you're playing the game, unless you played Oblivion, you won't even catch some of the comments or things about Oblivion in the game. That it treats it like everything else, and that's the beauty of it. It doesn't hit you over the head and make you think you had to have played the last game to play this one. When games do that, that to me is a flaw. That it's expecting the gamer, or forcing the gamer, to go back and play the other series in order to understand what's going on. You should never expect a gamer to have played the last game. If you want new people to jump on board your series, you should just have the game contain itself. And this game contains its world itself. You do not have to play Oblivion to play this game. Now, if you want to play Oblivion to see how many massive changes and to appreciate what they've done in this game, then you could do that. I mean, there's so many books and people to talk to about the whole history of the world. Oblivion is just a small part of it. It doesn't get mentioned very often. And when they do, you wouldn't even know unless you played the game and experienced what they're talking about. So, no, you don't have to play them. You don't have to play the series in any kind of order. I didn't start playing the series till Elder Scrolls 4. I'm sure like a lot of people did. And when I go into a game, I just totally delete what happened in the last game. I don't even pay attention to that because too many times people get expectations going into the game. I play a game as the game itself, and if I enjoy it or not, and the whole thing about it. If you go into a game with expectations, a lot of times that will just ruin the experience of that game because you're expecting something that may not be there. The other cool thing, it's cool that the game Skyrim sold 3.5 million copies in the first 48 hours. Bethesda said they estimated that the game had grossed $450 million in the first 2 days, which is really cool. I think it's cool that a game like this, with all the hard work in it, pays off and people are buying it. But I got another video coming about this generation and the recent game sales. So, Della Troy said, the policing is pretty linear. Like you can't even sneak, kill someone, and get away with it, even if no one sees. Now this is something I noticed in this game. I was in a shop, totally by accident, because you can interact with everything in the game by hitting the button. I accidentally picked something up, and the minute I picked it up, I automatically discarded it, and no one in the shop seemed to notice, no one saw me, and when I walked out the door, the guard was waiting for me. But yet there was another place where I actually took something, never put it back, walked out the door, and there was nobody. No one noticed. That aspect of the game seems kind of, hit or miss. In the game is killing somebody in a town, you can't get away with that. I'll tell you a couple stories. The one story when I talk about killing someone, there's a part in the game, I'm not going to tell you where there's a guy who's going to be executed, they're going to cut his head off. And I'm watching this, and I decide I want to jump on the stage. I actually wasn't going to save the guy, so I jump on the stage, and the guards freak out. They don't even do the execution, they go to attack me. And when I was zapping them with my magic, I had zapped other townspeople. And then it eventually became everybody in the town after me. You know how this turned out. Yeah, I didn't make it. I died. And it was kind of freaky that normally in games it would just be the guards, but in this game it was the guards and the town people all after me because I had zapped a couple of people besides the guards by accident, and it was like a whole mob of people coming after me. There was no way I was going to survive. I couldn't have run away fast enough to survive either. Another story I have is I ran across the Forsworn, and I'm not going to tell you where they're at. I don't want to ruin where they're at for everybody. But I ran across them by accident because I was in a small little place that had a mine. And they couldn't go in the mine because they had accidentally raised undead. They disturbed the undead. And they were waiting for a regiment to come to clear it out. Well, I said, heck with this. I'm going to go in there and clear them out. So I went in there, took care of the vampire-like things and the vampire overlord. And I came out, and they're all happy. And so after that, I ran into the Forsworn. And there were too many of them using fire magic on me and stuff. And I was backing away from them, healing and stuff. And the guy who was in the front of that mine that had mentioned it, how I was thankful I cleared it, all of a sudden he comes out the edge of the mine where we're at, and he goes, "What's going on over there? What's going on?" And he runs over and he sees me attack, and he starts attacking the guys defending me. Now, he got himself killed. He had no armor or nothing. He got himself killed, but it was just, I didn't expect him to come try to save me. You know, I didn't even expect him to say, "What's going on over there?" I just expected him to be a character who doesn't notice, doesn't notice anything. He's in his little town. That was kind of cool. Well, I have to finish the Forsworn off yet. And one of the stupid things that happened to me in the game, to be honest with you, was the bonfire where these two giants are. I went to go take care of the two giants. And if you don't know what happens, when the giant throws a club down at you in the game, if they hit you, you're dead. You're dead and you're flying several hundred feet in the air. You won't even land before the game restarts. And I thought I was strong enough to try to take him out. I'm level 8. I'm going to try it. Though the problem was, I haven't been concentrating on one thing. I would like using my perks on a bunch of different things. Though lately it's been on magic. I wanted to get the bow leveled up. And I was backing away from them because there's two of them and I didn't have enough magic to take them out. I wasn't strong enough. And then I run across some woolly mammoths, and one thing happens to another, and they're chasing me. And I'm running around the world, and these guys are chasing me, slowly taking them down. And then I run across other giants, and I wasn't necessarily close, but they see the other giants chasing me, and they join in the group. And these other woolly mammoths join in the group. And I have like 6 giants and 4 woolly mammoths chasing me. I'm barely able to keep ahead of them. And then this wolf joins in, which I take him out. But when I took him out, I slowed down enough where they could catch me, and they killed me. And I was like, man, that was just one of those freaky things that happened to me in the game. I am having a lot of fun with the game. For those of you who are worried about in this game, the saves. That the game's going to save you in a bad spot, and that you're not going to be able, you're going to be stuck there. You're going to keep respawning there, and you're going to keep dying. Well, to solve the problem in Skyrim, they have a 3-save system. The game saves 3 times. Auto saves 3 times. So if you're stuck like in the town with the guy's head cut off and the people are attacking me, and if I were to keep respawning right after that happens and they keep attacking me, I could go back to the 2nd or 3rd save, and the saves aren't really super far apart, so you're not losing very much time at all in the game. So that was one of the ways they did to solve being stuck in a bad spot in the game. You can also get married in this game, but there's a lot to do it. There's certain things you have to do to be married in this game. But overall, I'm enjoying my experience with the game. One of the cool things I like in this game that other games don't seem to do is when you unlock the dual wielding magic, where each hand can use magic, you don't have to use the same magic at both. You could use heal in this hand, which is a restoration magic, and you could use destruction magic and have spark in this hand. And so while you're fighting, you could be healing and shooting lightning at the same time, which I think is a really cool thing in the game. So guys, that's enough talk of Skyrim for now. Again, if you guys have cool stories or questions you want to answer in the game, then I will do another video of this. So guys, that's all for now. We are